agenda.
Let me ask you about a couple of the young guys. First of all, Anthony Randolph.
Yes.
He's also a guy from the South and has tremendous upside, in my opinion.
Yes, definitely. Very athletic, raw. Uh, has to learn a little more of the game, but that's natural for a guy to come in and be raw like that. But he's gonna help this club out a lot.
How about Anthony Morrow?
Same thing, athletic. I'm gonna fit in pretty good with these guys. But like I said before, it's more of just their attitude to the game. They're willing to come in and they're willing to put forth the effort and work hard. So, anything can happen for them.
Well, it's great to have you here at Warriors Media Day. Great to have you on the club, and look forward to watching you play this year.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, that's Mikey Moore. I'm Tim Roy. Don't forget opening night at Oracle Arena, only a few weeks away. You can buy a 4-pack mini plan. Includes opening night plus Kobe Bryant and the Lakers by clicking the button below or calling 1-888-GSW-HOOP and speaking directly to a Warriors ticket representative. Now more of our coverage from up top.
All right, you're watching live streaming video of Warriors Media Day on Warriors.com and Facebook.com. I'm Jim Barnett, the color commentator for the Golden State Warriors on all television broadcasts, and taking over for Tim Roy right now. And a nice little visit with C.J. Watson. And C.J., nice to have you back this year. And there were some question whether you were going to be back in a Warriors uniform because you had some other offers.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to be back. I'm looking forward to the season, ready to go, and just ready to start practice.
Let me ask you something. You came here a couple of years ago, got a little taste of the NBA. You had a great season last year. Because of the injuries, you got to play a lot. And I remember and recall the last game on the road in Utah, where you erupted for 38 points. What does that do for your confidence coming into this year, that you were able to have that kind of point production, have a game like that? What does it do for you?
It does a lot. I got a chance to play last year, like you said, with the injuries and stuff, and it gave me a lot more confidence. It gave me the chance to to show my capabilities, that what I've been working on, things like that, and just going out and gives me a lot to look forward to this upcoming season, and hopefully things will go right.
I thought you improved in a couple of areas. Number one, you became a better floor general and passer. You really looked for Anthony Morrow, and you recognized the strength that he has, and you played to that strength.
Yeah, he's a great shooter, and I try to find him in his spots that he likes the ball. I try to find everybody else, just make all my teammates better, and just try to work on my game.
I want to ask you this because through all the years, the Warriors have not been a great defensive team. They haven't been really good individual defenders, and I know Don Nelson likes to give help a lot, but I noticed how you got more intense in your own personal one-on-one defense last year, and I thought, quite frankly, you were the best perimeter defender on the team. How did you get that much better? How did you get that much tougher?
I always like playing defense, getting to the passing lanes and stuff like that, but I look at defense as a challenge. I'm going to go up against great point guards, great shooting guards all the time, so I have to be ready to defend, and that's probably how I'm going to get in the game, and that's how I have to do it. I have to do it.
All right, I want to ask this too because this is on people's mind all the time. You're just coming into your own, getting a chance to play, and the Warriors draft a point guard in Stephen Curry. What does that do for you psychologically? Do you just say, all right, I've got to work harder? You say, okay, I'm going to have to share the time. Do you say, all right, he's going to have to beat me out? What's your mindset coming into a training camp?
Just going in there and competing. They drafted him because they obviously think it's a void to fill, and I just got to go out there and compete, and just like any other position and any other team. So just got to go out there and compete, and it's going to make me and him both better at the end of the day.
All right, enough of the basketball right now. Tell me about your summer. Did you have some fun over the summer?
Yeah, I had a great summer. Stayed in Vegas, worked out, went to Atlanta a couple times to work out with different people, and just enjoyed my family and friends. That's about it.
You know, you say work out. Did you take some time off, though? It seems to me that a lot of players today have a tendency to work and play year-round. There are lots of tournaments you can be in, different teams you can be playing on in the summer league, of course. But I think it's good to get away from basketball for a stretch of time. Did you do that?
I got away for probably like 2 weeks at the most. Just try to take some days off here and there. But at the end of the day, I love the game of basketball. It's hard to sit out and not do anything for a couple weeks or a month like that. So I just had to always stay on the court and doing something with basketball.
Is there any one particular area that you worked on this summer that you think that you improved upon?
I just worked on everything. I want every part of my game to get better, not just one area. I worked on passing, shooting, my defense, my little floaters, jump shots, three-point range, all that kind of stuff. So.
When you talk to other players around the league, friends of yours, opponents that you get to know a little bit, and they talk about the Warriors and the Warriors' style of play, do you see a difference with Don Nelson's style of play than other teams, perchance?
Yeah, everyone loves our system. Everyone is excited to watch us, and they enjoy playing against us because they know it's going to be an up-and-down game, and it's fun. And they all say, I wish I can play in that kind of system because it's fun.
Speaking of fun, what's the most exciting thing you did this summer?
Most exciting thing was probably just take a vacation with my family. Went to Miami, jet skis, stuff like that on the beach, so it was fun.
You like the beach?
Yeah, every once in a while, try to stay out of the sun.
Go to Europe or anything like that? Any exotic vacation?
No exotic vacation this summer. Maybe next summer, so not this summer though.
All right, CJ, anything you want to ask me at all? And you have any questions coming into this training camp?
How did you get this job?
You really want to know how I got this job?
Yeah.
You've heard of Bill Russell, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, Bill Russell failed to come to a game, a playoff game, back in 1975, I believe it was, because he got fogged in. And I was home. I was playing for the Knicks at the time, and I was still in the NBA. And they were desperate for someone to fill in, and they called me, and I kind of fell into it. And I started doing it, then got hired for a playoff series the next year, and then I retired from basketball a couple of years later and just fell into that way. It sounds like you may want to do this when you get through.
Maybe, a little bit. I want to be a GM, though.
You want to be a GM?
GM or a director of player personnel, something like that.
Interesting. How long have you had that aspiration?
Ever since coming out of college, I wanted to do it. So I seen going through training camps and going through free agent dealings and stuff like that. I wanted to get into it.
So being in the management end of it is more interesting to you, more challenging, more of interest to you than being a coach?
Yeah, I think so. I think I have an eye for talent, scouting and stuff like that. But I wouldn't throw down the job of coaching either. So.
What'd you major in at University of Tennessee?
Psychology.
Psychology. No wonder you ask those tough questions.
Yeah, that's why I can read you. I can pick your brain a little bit.
What are you now, 25 years old?
25, yeah.
Okay. I figure, what, you're going to play another 8 years, 9 years, somewhere along there. Why don't you come back here and rather than start at the GM level or the assistant GM, just take my job about 8 years from now. That'll be just about retirement age for me. That'll be perfect. And I think you could do this job right now.
Sounds good. I'm actually try. A couple of times before the game, the pregame, I'm gonna come sit with you and Bob Fitzpatrick, and then I'm gonna sit there and watch my teammates go through warm-ups, and I'm gonna take your job.
Hey, we'd be glad to have you. We have to do more of that, and we'll talk about that more later on. All right, let's go to the overhead camera shot. I'll have someone else in just a few minutes, and thanks a lot, CJ.
Thank you.
I didn't want to call you. That's not. All right, we're back live here with the #1 draft pick of the Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry. And Stephen, nice to have you in camp. And this is the first conversation that I've been able to have with you. So all the viewers who are watching this streaming live video get to know you a little bit just about the same time I will.
No, I'm very excited to be here. This is day one. A lot of anticipation for this day, so I'm glad it started.
You know, your father played many, many years in the NBA, so you've seen days like this. So a lot of players, particularly coming out of college and 1 year early, would be a little overwhelmed with a media day, just the start of that. You're taking it in stride?
I am. I mean, like you said, I used the little kid that was running around trying to get in all the camera shots and barging the interviews and stuff like that. So I've been around it. My dad's, he went through 16 years of it, so I got to see a lot. And it's different when it's actually me going through it, but to have that kind of exposure early, I'm ready to take it in full stride and look forward to training camp.
You know, I was in Charlotte, North Carolina for 6 weeks right after the Warrior season ended last year, and I went up and saw your school. I visited Davidson, and quite a nice campus there. Really a very, very nice locale, and looked like a perfect place to go to school.
It is a small 1,700 students. I knew everybody, his name on campus. For me, it was 30 minutes from my house, so that was good to be able to sneak away to home, get some good home-cooked meals, and then go back to school. But when I was playing basketball, it was the best environment for me. The fans were excited. We actually had a chance to make a great story while I was there. Had a great career, so loved everything about Davidson, and now it's time for a new adventure.
When they recruited you, I figured that made the down payment for that new gym.
I know the tournament exposure we got and almost make it to the Final Four really helped that out. So I know that everybody's excited to be a part of it.
Was there any thought at all for coming back for your final year in college, or when did you make your mind up that you were going to declare for the NBA draft?
It took me about 2 months after this, or a month and a half after the season, after my last game, and I called a press conference, I think on like a Monday or something, and on Sunday night I had finally made up my mind what I was going to do. I just was making sure that I was ready to leave the college life and ready to step into the real world, and basketball kind of was my second decision factor in the whole thing, because I knew either way it'd be a win-win. But just beyond basketball, if I was ready to move on past the college life, was my big decision. I figured I was, so it's time to go.
You know, a lot of people around the Bay Area will ask me, what do you think of Stephen Curry? And I don't watch a lot of college basketball, particularly during the season. I'm overwhelmed with the NBA as it is. But I did watch you on several occasions because I have a little interest in that North Carolina area. And certainly saw you play against St. Mary's out here, your first visit to California. And people say, well, gee, he's slight of build, he's a little small. And I played in this league at 6'4", 170 pounds. And I never look at you as being weak. In fact, you never missed a game all last year, I believe, right?
Missed one for a sprained ankle.
Okay.
Missed about 4 days of action, so that was it for my whole career, actually.
Yeah, and I try to tell people, you can be thin, but you're wiry strong, and you're flexible, and you're lithe. And I personally like a point guard who has that kind of body, who is not what I call thick. And you're nimble, and you're able to move around. And you don't feel overpowered by stronger, maybe heavier point guards, do you?
I don't think so, not at all. Playing with these guys 3-on-3, 5-on-5, and playing one-on-one defense against them, and like you said, I have a great IQ for the game as well to know where to be on the floor, where I don't have to be the fastest guy, I don't have to be the strongest guy to be effective on the court. It's great to have some creativity, and it's better to have my finesse game, I guess you would, around the basket, and bringing the ball down the court and be able to get up and down the floor. So being slight is I'm gonna get strong, I'm gonna get bigger, but I'm gonna continue to be who I am and how I play the game. And I think it should be good on the next level.
I was watching practices last week and see how you integrate yourselves into the rest of the players, and it seems like you're already accepted, and I could tell the confidence in you, and people are expecting a lot of you. Do you find there's going to be any kind of tough transition at all to go step into the NBA, the lifestyle, playing 82 games, traveling like that? I know from your father, he must have given you a lot of advice about this, and so you probably have a pretty good perspective.
I do, but it's going to be a huge challenge and huge adjustment just because he can tell me how it's going to be, but I got to live it and go through the grind, the physical grind of playing that many games, traveling, and that kind of thing. And hopefully I start off on the right foot. That's my main focus right now is to start well in training camp, get in shape, be ready to play once the ball drops in November, or I guess our first game against Houston, and go from there and really earn Coach Nelson's confidence to get on the floor.
Now, I was going to ask you, were you surprised that you were drafted by the Warriors? Did you think you'd go a little higher? Did you have other teams' interest in there? Was it a total surprise, or did it come kind of naturally to you?
That whole draft day was kind of crazy for me just because of all the talk that you hear about, Sacramento said that you're going to take you at number 3, and Memphis is not sure if they want a big man or a point guard. They don't know what they're going to do. So you go in thinking that you're going to be, this year you thought you could be number 2 because they had number 1 locked up with Blake Griffin, but everybody thought they were going to be that next pick. And so once number 7 rolls around, you think, all right, this is my team. This is who I'm going to be with. And it happened. So I was very excited about it. And, there's a new environment going far away from home, West Coast, but I'm loving every bit of it.
Talking with Don Nelson, talking with the head of basketball operations, we know that you're going to be a very good player, but people expect you to play this year. Now, you're not shouldering too much of the responsibility. You don't feel too much pressure to come in and play right away. You're just going to kind of feel the game out and let the game come to you?
That's how I'm going to do it. And whenever my name is called to get out on the floor, make an impact, that's when you got to make the most of the opportunity. So staying ready all the time, no matter if I'm playing 2 minutes a game or 25, 30, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to come in every day with the same mentality, the day to get better. And then when I get my time on the floor in a game, I'm going to take it and run with it.
Finally, I want to ask you the final question. Does your dad give you a lot of advice, or does he just kind of lay back now and say, okay, you're on your own? Or is there one piece of advice that he emphasizes? Or he just says, okay, you've got to learn by trial and error?
It's trial and error kind of thing. He's very passive with the advice. It's just a matter of if I have a question or need any kind of thing, I can always call him and he'll give me a straight up answer. He's not going to be the one calling me every day saying, are you worried, looking out for this? Are you looking out for this? So that's something that I like it that way, so I can experience it for myself, but also have him as a little, I guess you call it yellow pages for the NBA in my back pocket if I need his advice.
Stephen, I'm glad to have you on the team. Thanks for the interview today, but I'm really looking forward to seeing you have great success in the NBA. I have no doubt that you're going to be that way. I love the way you play, and looking forward to getting to know you a little bit better.
Yes, sir. Same here.
All right, let's go up to our overhead camera. We'll have another interview in just a few minutes, and back with you with live streaming video.
It's always on.
Opening night at Oracle Arena is only a few weeks away, and you can purchase a 4-pack mini plan by calling 188-GSW-HOOP. You'll get opening night plus Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. Click the button below and do that, make that call, and enjoy some basketball, and enjoy a second-year pro who had one heck of a rookie season last year, averaging in double figures, and led the entire NBA in three-point field goal percentage. Anthony Morrow, welcome back for your second go-around with the Warriors.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be back.
Well, now, you played a lot of ball over the summer. In fact, I heard that sometimes they had to drag you off the court. You've got to rest a little bit. You do understand that, don't you?
Yeah, I know. I'm doing better than I did last year. Last year I was exhausted. They said, camp's coming up. We got 2 a days. You got to really relax. And I had to learn the hard way. But
Did you take some time off at the end of the season, though?
yeah, I definitely did. You told me that. Bob told me. The coaches told me. Everybody told me. The veterans. They said really take time off. You get so used to playing every other day. I'll just go to the gym and shoot or something, end up playing all day. So I just took some time, took about 2 or 3 weeks off and just really relaxed.
When you did go back to Charlotte, your hometown, you did some workouts down there. And I know that Stephen Silas, Warriors assistant coach, was there for a while and visiting his father where he lives and mother. And I want to talk about this routine that I heard where you shoot 3-pointers from 7 different locations, 10 shots all around, and I don't know the exact number. I think I do. It's either 93 or 94, but you can make over 90 of those at times.
Yeah, a bad day for me is if I don't get 90, I'm pretty mad. So if I get 88, I want to do it again. It's usually at the end of the workout. So it's a great, ritual that me and Steve do, and we've been doing it ever since last year around this time. So, it's just something mentally it helps you, and physically you have to be in condition to, get around that horn like that. So it's a good drill.
How long does it take you to shoot 100 3-pointers?
I don't know. It doesn't take long. It takes about, maybe 10 minutes to get around the horn. Because he wants me to, I shoot him like game, speed. So it's not like I'm just shooting. But
what's the most you've ever made shooting 100 of them in one time like that?
The first time I did it, I made like 98 out of 112 or something like that. I was hot, I was very hot.
Yeah, I'd say you were hot. Okay, we know you're a 3-point shooter, but that will not enable you to be a success story in the NBA, that in and of itself. Expanding your game. Did you work on other aspects of your game this summer, ball handling, making moves to the hoop? Tell me what you've done.
I did a lot of that. We didn't do as much spot shooting this year, but Steve had some great workouts. Steve and Rico Hines, man, we came in here. We do ball handling. We do 3 or 4 ball handling drills, conditioning drills, some defensive drills, a lot of off the dribble stuff, a lot of finishing around the hoop stuff. So we did that in every workout. You know, and it helps with conditioning and just confidence and being able to do those moves against guys in the NBA.
I want to ask you something personally, because last year you did have a child, your first child. How is it being a father now?
It's great, man. You know, I wish I could see her more. You know, I'm going so much, but I get to talk to her on the phone. I talked to her last night, and she's doing good. She's saying "Dad, Dad," so that's good.
How many months old now?
She's 9 months old.
Spend some time with her this summer?
Yeah, I did. She's growing so fast. She's trying to walk now, but she's kind of scared to walk. But
Puts a different perspective on your life, doesn't it?
yeah, it does. It changed my life. You know, the minute she was born, I was in the room with her when she was born. It changed my life right then.
What does Don Nelson and the coach